Hi guys, I've got a page in my pocket page notebook today using the new movie night stamp set from Kellie Stamps. So this is available in the shop right now. I will leave the link down below in the description box. Now this page I am cheating a tiny little bit. If you participated or saw the Instagram hop that the Kellie Stamps design team did last week, then you'll have seen me do a page almost exactly like this one, but using the Chalky Time set. So I didn't do a process video for that one, and I had a couple of people ask about how I did it, so I decided I would make things a little bit easier on myself and recreate almost the exact same page but using this new stamp set. And I'm documenting this. Well, I'm gonna say photo, but it's not. It's a, what do you call it? It's not a movie poster, it's a series poster that I grabbed just from Google Images of a show that I had watched on Netflix, Afterlife by Ricky Gervais, and I just printed that out at 3x4 size, and so now I'm recreating this page. So the first thing I did in my pocket page notebook was I picked out a really large stamp set. This one says watched this series in one weekend, which isn't even true because I watched this series in one day, guys. I binge watched this in the truest form of the word. And I'm repeat stamping this on the right hand page using 3 different colors, just keeping the same pattern, like blue, one teal and another teal. I didn't stray too far from the color scheme of the actual series image there that I've got. That's where I picked the color scheme from, and because it's a larger stamp, it doesn't take any time at all to stamp that out onto the page. Now, because my pocket is on the other side, I didn't worry about masking that off. I have stamped over top of the plastic, but that wipes easily away with just a tissue or a paper towel, something like that. So that is an especially easy way to stamp a page like that. Now I'm going to put my photo into my pocket page, and so I need to work on the back of that at the same time because I am going to fuse everything into place. So I decided to make my own little review card, so I've just trimmed down a 3x4 piece of card, and I'm using a couple of stamps from that same stamp set just to create a base for my review card. The title, date and rating stamp that I've stamped at the top, that said movie rating on it, so I just used a bit of washi tape to mask that off before I inked it up, then removed the washi tape and stamp it down. Now I ran that through my typewriter to add my journaling. You could easily have just written it in, but we all know I have a thing about my handwriting, so I've used my typewriter and I'm really pleased with how that came out. I added a wee series rating at the bottom, so I am filling in all 5 stars of that. I really enjoyed this series. This is a scrap of paper from Pink Paisley, and I think it is the Pick Me Up collection. I can't remember the number of the paper, sorry. It was just a little scrap that I had in my scrap bin, and it was almost the exact same gradient that's in the background of that the actual little image there, so I had to use that on this left hand page. I just trimmed it down and have stuck it in. And if you were one of the first 10 people to order from Kellie Stamps the Chalky Time set, you'll have got this little mix of sequins in your order, and I thought that I was going to use these sequins, but when I tipped them out, they had a few too many yellows and pinks in them for the tone of this page, so I decided to go and grab another little mix. This one is from the Stamp Spot, I think, and I am going to add some sequins, of course, to my page here. Now this is a little backing piece of card that I did use on the other page as well, and the reason I use a little bit of card is so I don't damage the page underneath the pocket while I'm fusing it. But I have drawn a couple of lines on here, and you'll see why in a second. So I've got one line that is perpendicular to the spine of the notebook, which gives me a straight line for horizontal fusing. So that's the line I've done first. I've added a few sequins and then fused that sort of bottom pocket shut, and then this line here runs along the spine, and it is the same height as my 3x4 card, so that gives me a little space to line my card up in. Then I can fuse down the other side of my card, which gives me the wee pocket for the 3x4 piece in the middle, and it also creates these two little pockets on each side of that 3x4 card. And I am just using these, I've got these tweezers, they're kind of like flat sort of paddly tweezers, and I'm just grabbing little tweezerfuls of sequins, handfuls of sequins, little tweezerfuls of sequins, and just placing them down the side of that 3x4 card. And what I'm effectively doing is creating all these little pockets for the sequins so that they stay distributed throughout the pocket page when you're opening and closing it, and while it stays stored so that the sequins don't all drop down to the bottom of the pocket. And this works really effectively. Then I'm going to seal up the top of my 3x4 card piece all the way across the pocket, so across the two little pockets that I've created as well. Fill in some more sequins at the top and then fuse that all shut. So you can see why you have to work on both sides of the 3x4 card at once. Obviously my page is all about this one photo, but you could make two separate spreads here effectively, but you would need to work on both sides of them in one go. Now I quite liked the tagline for the series poster on here, "Hell is other people," which I don't think is actually true, but if you've seen the series then you'll know why that's the tagline there. And so I'm just going to spell this out with these little alphas. They're the little foam alphas from Pink Paisley as well. Again, I think it's the Pick Me Up collection, and I'm just doing the same thing, "Hell is other people," just because it was very small on that photo that I've printed, so I wanted to make it a little bit bigger. I'm using that T-square ruler again, and it really is such an easy way to not only get things straight on these pages, but also to work out where the sort of center line is. I wanted these 3 lines of words to be centered on here, and that just makes it really easy. This was where I was gonna leave it like this, but once I've done it, this left-hand page looked just a tiny bit empty compared to the rest of it, so I'm gonna add a little bit of embellishment, I guess, just by adding a couple more stamps. So I've picked out 3 more from that same set, and I'm gonna stamp a couple of them just directly onto the paper in a navy blue ink. And this third one, because it had that border around it, I thought it would suit being stamped onto white cardstock, and then just trimmed out and stuck down, and that kind of turns it into an embellishment rather than just a stamp. So that's this page all done. Super easy, as you can see, but this is a really great way to get those sequins distributed across the page. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you've got any questions or comments, leave them for me down below, and if you want to keep watching, there's a couple more videos on screen. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye guys!